In a way, this feels like a big declaration of independence in a way for this new life that she's got.
Cody and I and our kids were not invited to Christine's birthday party. It's really hard for my kids and I when we find out that the family is gathering and doing things. It stings when we find out.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Wednesday, November 1st, 2023, and I hope you are having a wonderful day. In this new episode that's going to be on Sister Wives coming up on Sunday, we're going to see Christine celebrate her 50th birthday party, which would have been in April of 2023. Timelines of 2022. Timelines on this show are literally a mess. I don't know why it's so discombobulated. We were in summer last week. Now we're going back to spring, and we're going to forget as well that a couple weeks ago, Cody and Robyn said that they would never do a family reunion with Christine and the kids. And this week, Robyn is complaining that she's not been invited to the birthday party of Christine. Robyn Brown, who has blamed Christine for all of the relationships being wrong in the family and for basically stealing the family, has now come to, I wish we were invited to Christine's birthday party, and we get really sad when we're not invited to things that the family is doing. I can't keep up with the details of what's coming up on these seasons. Yesterday, we did a video where we talked about some of the details that have been playing out off camera with the family, like details about Cody and Robyn's marriage that resulted in Cody and Robyn spending a lot of time together, allegedly in their bedroom, and kids telling family members that they were not allowed to knock on the door, they were responsible for helping to take care of their siblings, and nannies were responsible for raising children. And that actually is kind of sad if you think about what Robyn's role is in the family. Now, some people in the comments were saying that Robyn used this to get what she wanted and needed in the family. And that's true. In polygamy, women do use what they need to get what they want. And in her case, she had something that Cody wanted, and she apparently gave that to get what she needed, which apparently was his time, money, resources, and money for her to go shopping. So let's dive into the topic of Christine's birthday party, which I'm not going to show you everything, but it's kind of cute. It's a Back to the 50s episode party. Let's dive into the topic. Before we do, can you please give this video a thumbs up, and also make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and click on the bell so you never miss a video. So the party is super cute, hosted at her previous address of the townhome that she had moved into after she left Cody. And she had a food truck, and it all decked out, and everyone wore back to 50s clothing.
My mom's definitely having a good time. What do you think?
Yeah, she's loving it.
Yeah, this is great for her.
Hey guys, we're gonna start going inside. I want to sit down.
You know, look, this is such a fun party theme, and she's completely decked it out inside. On the walls, and she's got a place to take pictures, and everybody's dressed up. In a way, this feels like a big declaration of independence in a way.
As you can see, she's got a food truck. Everything is decked out. And Janelle says this is a declaration of independence for Christine. Christine's mom, Annie, shows up in this episode. So we haven't seen her on the show in a very long time. And if you know anything about Annie, she left the world of polygamy years and years and years ago. And when she left, Christine cut contact with her for a long time, and then eventually got reconnected with her mother. And now she and her mom are back to being connected and close. So what is kind of cool about this is that it's in Utah, and Janelle's kids, most of them drove up from Flagstaff, especially like the boys, Savannah and most of her girls were there. I don't know if Gwendolyn is in this episode or not. And Aspen's there, McKelty's there. She's got all the kids. It's pretty sweet. Obviously, it's an event that she wouldn't naturally invite Cody or Robyn to, because why? It's her birthday. And Cody has already said on the previous week's episode that he has no desire to see Christine at all. And so did Robyn. So I just want you to check this part out.
I feel like doing something like that when things aren't resolved and worked through is just asking for trouble and fights.
After the trash talking that Christine has done on me, I would never want to do a family reunion with her at this point.
So there you go. Did you hear that? Robyn says that it would be too risky to get together with everyone unless things were resolved. At this party, Garrison and Gabriel attended, along with Savannah and Janelle and a bunch of kids that may or may not be talking to Cody or Robyn. And if you remember, Cody and Robyn, in another episode, Cody said that he didn't want to talk to any of his kids because all of his kids were jerks and he didn't have any interest in speaking to them and he didn't want to, have a conversation with them. And he also said, what did he say? That everything that they think about him, he reciprocates kind of like by a million. He didn't say that, but that's always how I phrase it. He was very juvenile in his delivery. He has said a lot of things this season, and so has Robyn, that would make it seem that she doesn't want to be there. She also said this about events.
There wasn't a lot of interaction. There was some. That's just a cheap version of what our family was. I don't care who's getting together. I don't care how many presents you give. And I don't care how many special foods you make or how many fancy houses you rent or anything like that. It's a cheap version. It's a broken version.
As you can see, Robyn believes that family get-togethers that don't involve her and Cody is a cheap version and a broken version. So she doesn't care how many great foods you make, what kind of homes you rent, what kind of activities you do. It's a cheap version of their family. Meanwhile, last week on the episode for Truly's birthday, they had a cheap version of what I would call a birthday party where they made 6 pieces of chicken for 9 people, dined on paper plates and used paper cups that may or may not have been for a baby shower, I'm not sure. And Robyn and Cody looked uninterested and annoyed, and the kids looked uninterested and annoyed. And that was Truly's birthday, which was actually a cheap version of a birthday party. This party, on the other hand, is not a cheap version. So when Robyn finds out about this birthday party, clearly she becomes annoyed because she wasn't invited, even though she doesn't want to be invited.
Cody and I and our kids were not invited to Christine's birthday party. It's really hard for my kids and I when we find out that the family's gathering and doing things. It stings when we find out.
After a season of already telling the family that they want to be separate, they don't want to be involved in gift exchanges, they don't want to celebrate holidays together, after saying that they won't get together unless they resolve things because it's risky, after saying that they don't want to talk to anyone in the family, after Cody calling his kids jerks, Robyn says it stings when she finds out that the family is doing things and they're not invited. Which, why would she even say that? Every episode leading up to this, she has not wanted to see the family. She has not wanted to see Christine. She has not wanted to have Cody's kids with Janelle over at her home. She has not wanted to do holidays with them. She has gotten into text fights. She has created all kinds of conflict in the family. And whether it's her fault or Cody's fault, the two of them have been very clear that they don't want to be connected to the rest of the family. Really, it's that they're shunning the rest of the family because they don't follow the rules of Cody. And whether that's led by Robyn or whether that's led by Cody remains to be seen. I mean, Cody is the so-called patriarch of this family, so clearly he would be the person that would be having the say in what they do and they don't do. And yesterday we had talked about how Robyn's daughter, Aurora, had told one of her cousins that Robyn reminded her of Mother Gothel. And in my comments, a lot of you said, oh, they're probably saying that because Robyn is so controlling and the kids are so isolated and they're kept away from the rest of the world. And I asked the cousin this morning, do you think that that's why she said that? Aurora said that about Robyn, and the cousin said, I think so, because the kids don't have access to anyone. So as much as Robyn says that she wishes the kids were invited, I don't think she would let them go anyway, because she's so controlling. And so is Cody. They're so isolated. She doesn't want them to interact with any of these kids, because then they would potentially leave her and think for themselves. And that's sad. I fear for the kids that are under Robyn's control, especially the adult children that, for whatever reason, are still not moving out. It's concerning.
I think it would be great to have Robyn's kids here because they should see their siblings. And Isabel would be so flippin' excited. She would love it. So this isn't the place for a reunion like that anyway. It's just not.
Christine says that she would love to have Robyn's kids see her kids, but she doesn't say that she would like to see Robyn. Here's the thing. Robyn has had Truly and she has had Isabel over at her house. If Robyn wanted her kids to come, she could send her kids. But for whatever reason, I don't think Robyn would let her kids go to anything that she's not invited to as well. So what Robyn probably is doing, or Cody, is that if we aren't invited, you can't go. Or if we don't like them, you can't go. Which puts the kids in a position that they can't see other people that mom and dad don't want them to see. It's very reminiscent to me of what happened with Robyn's ex-husband. A lot of people have believed Robyn's story that her ex-husband was this terrible human being. And I've had an opportunity to speak to numerous people that know Robyn, that know her ex-husband, and that have a completely different take on what happened. Absolutely no one says that their marriage was perfect, and absolutely no one says that they didn't both make mistakes. But this assertion that he was somehow this terrible human being that was very abusive, no one that I've spoken to will corroborate that story. And everyone on Robyn's side just regurgitates what she says about him without fact checking. And there's nothing in the divorce records that indicate that it was anywhere near what she said it was. In fact, when I was reading the records, it appeared very much that she was being very alienating and like trying to use things against him and control things. So Christine says, we would love to see the kids. Isabel would love to see the kids. But I have a feeling that it's Robyn that's controlling those interactions. And because Robyn has been rejected, she won't let other people enjoy access to that person or to these people. So I believe what's happened is she has alienated her kids from dad, alienated her kids from dad's family. So there are cousins, there are aunts, uncles, grandparents that would love to see Aurora and Brianna and Dayton, but they can't. There are kids that grew up with Aurora, Dayton, and Brianna that love them very much, that would love to have conversations with them, but they say messages and contact with them and any sort of phone calls never get returned. They don't even know if they can have access to their phones. They don't know. On the show, you see them looking at their phones and interacting, but they don't know how controlled those devices are. They don't know what they've been told. One of the siblings, or one of the kids that grew up with them, said, I don't know what Robyn has told them about me. I don't know what Robyn has told them about our family. I don't know what Robyn has said about us that makes them not want to talk to us. And apparently the isolation has gotten worse since Flagstaff. So when they were in Vegas, they at least still talked to Aurora, Brianna, and Dayton. And they visited a couple times after the adoption. But once they moved to Flagstaff, all of that ended. And the the ex-husband has only seen Dayton since they've become adults. Dayton apparently made a trip a couple years ago down to see Montana to see his dad. They went on a road trip together. That trip was something that the ex-husband and really enjoyed and was glad to have that time with Dayton. But the girls and he have not had any communication at all. And they just don't know what Robyn's told them about their dad. And dad has leukemia now, and they don't believe that Robyn has told them about the leukemia. In fact, when McKelty was told about Preston being sick, she didn't believe it. And she regurgitated the same things about Preston that Robyn said, and said that, he's this terrible human. And she didn't think that the kids knew that Preston was sick. And so McKelty said she might tell them, but she didn't know if it was her place to tell them. Either way, the kids do have a right to know if their dad is sick, and Robyn is clearly not telling them. So Robyn's pouting about not getting invited to Christine's birthday party, but she doesn't want to go anyway. And her kids would be invited, I think, but Robyn probably wouldn't let them go. And I feel like if you're Christine or Janelle or anyone in this family, it's impossible to reach these girls and Dayton, because Robyn has already probably told them they don't like them, they don't want to spend time with you, they don't want to include you. It's what she did at Christmas, it's what she did at Thanksgiving. It's always, they don't want to see you. It's never, Dad and I don't want to see them, or we think they're evil and wicked. Or the stories that they're telling them about these kids is that they're evil and wicked and wayward, and it's sad. I just don't know if Robyn is mentally ill, if she is delusional, if she's a narcissist, but there's something clearly not right with her. And this season, it's more and more clear just how unhealthy and unwell she is, in my opinion. And for her to make this of her being a victim of not being invited is just another way that Robyn is, again, playing the victim. And I don't know how you even manage that. I mean, these women are gone, and they're not even her competitors anymore. And she's still jealous and angry. You have to get over that at some point. Polygamy is so unhealthy, but when people leave, they're shunned. And so what Robyn should be saying is, I don't want to talk to them because they're wicked and evil, but I'm not going to tell the audience that, so I'm going to play the victim. If they would just be honest, people would like them less than they already like them now. If you guys got the honest truth of what was going on, you would not like any of them, to be honest. I'm being honest. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.